Imagine opening your phone in the morning. You check social media, you play a video game, maybe you listen to music or watch a video. Now here's something strange. There's a real possibility that one company in China is somehow connected to all of those things. Not Apple, not Google, not even Amazon, but a company most people outside China barely talk about. A company that quietly invested in some of the biggest tech businesses in the world. From gaming, to social media, to electric cars. And chances are, you've already used something connected to it today. This is the story of the secret Chinese tech giant. Tencent. Chapter 1. A small startup in Shenzhen. The story begins in 1998. At the time, China's internet industry was still young. The country was just beginning to connect millions of people to the internet. And in the city of Shenzhen, a young engineer named Pony Ma started a small tech company with a few partners. The goal was simple: create an online messaging platform that could connect people across China. Inspired by early messaging tools like ICQ, the team launched a product called QQ. At first, the idea seemed simple. Just a messaging platform. But what happened next surprised everyone. Millions of users started signing up. Young people across China loved the idea of chatting online. By the early 2000s, QQ had become one of the most popular platforms in the country. And Tencent had suddenly become one of China's fastest-growing tech companies. But the real breakthrough was still ahead. Chapter 2. The birth of a super app. In 2011, Tencent launched something that would completely change the way millions of people use the internet, an app called WeChat. At first glance, WeChat looked like a normal messaging app. You could send texts, share photos, talk with friends. But Tencent had a much bigger vision. Instead of creating a single-purpose app, they created a digital ecosystem. Inside WeChat, you could do almost anything: chat with friends, pay for groceries, book taxis, order food, pay bills, shop online. WeChat wasn't just an app. It became what many people now call a super app. Today, it has over 1 billion users. For many people in China, WeChat is not just part of daily life, it is daily life. But while WeChat was dominating China, Tencent was quietly planning something even bigger. Chapter 3. The silent investment strategy. Instead of expanding aggressively into Western markets like many tech companies do, Tencent chose a different strategy. Instead of building everything itself, it started investing in other companies. And it did this quietly. Over time, Tencent began buying stakes in tech companies across the world. Some of these investments surprised the industry. For example, Tencent invested in Tesla. It also invested in Snap Inc., the company behind Snapchat, and it built partnerships with Spotify. Instead of competing with every company, Tencent became a powerful shareholder behind the scenes. But the area where Tencent became truly dominant was gaming. Chapter 4. The Gaming Empire. If you play video games, you may already be connected to Tencent without realizing it. Over the past decade, Tencent built one of the most powerful gaming portfolios in the world. The company owns 100% of Riot Games, the studio behind League of Legends. It owns 40% of Epic Games, the company that created Fortnite, and it has investments in many other gaming companies, which means that millions of gamers around the world play Tencent-connected games every day, without ever seeing the Tencent logo. In fact, Tencent is now one of the largest gaming companies on the planet, generating billions of dollars in gaming revenue each year. But gaming was only one part of the strategy. Tencent was building something much bigger. Chapter 5. The Global Tech Web. Unlike companies like Meta Platforms or Google, Tencent rarely tries to dominate the spotlight. Instead, it operates quietly, investing, partnering, expanding behind the scenes. This strategy allowed Tencent to spread its influence across multiple industries: gaming, music, social media, artificial intelligence, cloud computing, and digital payments. Today, Tencent is worth hundreds of billions of dollars, making it one of the largest technology companies in the world. Chapter 6. The Future of Tencent. As technology continues to evolve, Tencent is investing heavily in the future. artificial intelligence, cloud infrastructure, digital entertainment, and new forms of online ecosystems. With billions of users and massive investment power, Tencent has positioned itself as one of the most influential technology companies of the modern era. And the most interesting part? Much of its influence remains invisible to the average user. What started as a small messaging startup in Shenzhen has grown into a global digital empire. A company that powers apps, games, payments, and platforms used by hundreds of millions of people. You may never download a Tencent app, you may never see their logo, but chances are, their technology is already part of your digital life. And that's what makes Tencent one of the most fascinating companies in the modern tech world. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more business stories like this.